This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Relief Windows, Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. Here we are at Bazron's Boudin and Cajun Meat in Port Allen, and it's here, folks. Here we are, hunt season. This Saturday starting, another 8 or 9 months where you can both fish and hunt in Louisiana. That's why we call it the Paradise in Louisiana. So, had another busy week, but you know, it's start of football season. Congratulations to the Tigers and some of our local teams that did good. But the main thing right now is hunting season right around the corner. We had a lot of things going on. Every year at this time, we had Louisiana Outdoor Writers Conference. So we made a visit there. Plus, when we go to this conference, they usually got a Friday fishing day. So we made a fishing day. And then Saturday morning, we usually got tours. They had something to do with the area we in. We happened to make a trip down to Wax Lake Outlet with some of the people with the LSU Sea Grant. So we got a few of those, we got some little video and a few interviews with those guys. Also, when we were fishing with Winston Michel, Winston and his wife and them, they got Fishers of Men tournaments, a national organization. We talked to them a little about that. We got the Abu Garcia fishing report. Also, guess what? We got dove seasons. I got a few lists of the wildlife management areas and private places that the Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries have leased, so you can go with a $10 permit. You can go make a dove hunt next Saturday. Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Maybe I'll sneak it in some more news.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
My name's Winston Michel. We out here this morning. Me and a few of my buddies, we donated some time to the Louisiana Outdoor Writers this morning to take them out and do a little fishing. I just happened to draw the famous Black Cloud, Mr. Gary Risponi. Been knowing him for years and years. Been in the boat with him when I was young. Now I'm reuniting with him today. We're gonna see just how we do, and I'm gonna see if I can outfish him. We're going to be in Stevensville area. We're going to be cranking a few points and running some main channels and seeing if we can we just make something happen.
What you look for when you fish this area? I know you got 3 or 4 baits. You fished at crankbait on a point. What you look for when you fish in this type of water?
During the summertime like this, when it's kind of warm, I like to kind of stay where the water's moving, like it might be hitting on a point or coming around a point where they can, you know, get out in that current if they want it. Water stays a little bit cooler. That's normally what I'm looking for. I kind of like a little bit dingier water at this time of the year. It kind of lets them get up a little shallower than if you got a real clear water. Not saying you can't find them or catch them in the clear water, but It looks like the dingier water puts them up a little shallower in the water column, and it makes them easier to catch. Fish on. He's not super huge, but he is a fish.
Here's your call, man.
Alrighty.
The sun are wrong.
First one of the morning.
Let's talk about what you and your wife been ahead of the last 6 years. I'm talking about Fishers of Men. Pretty popular tournament. Y'all always have 40, 50 boats.
We always have a good number of boats, and what a lot of people, first of all, is geared toward introducing somebody to Christ. That's our main focus. But we do that through fishing, you know, and we have a nice meeting before the night before the tournament. We feed whoever's fishing and attends the meeting. We have a guest speaker that gives us a little, 15-minute or so sermon, and it's really a good blessing, you know, for everybody. It's also something that it's a nationwide organization. It's not just a local organization. We have several divisions in. We have one division in South Louisiana. We have a division in Mississippi, but all over the United States we have divisions, and there's divisional tournaments, and from the divisional tournaments you can actually qualify to go to nationals, and at nationals they give a boat away for the first 2 places, and they pay back really well, you know. It's a big organization, a lot bigger than what some people think.
How long has it been going on here in Louisiana, and especially out of South Louisiana?
I'm going to say they've been having a division down here for 20 plus years, because I know I've been participating in it for at least probably 12 or 13 years, and I know it was started, it'll be close. If it's not 20, it's close to 20 years they've been having a South Louisiana division.
Let's give a shout out to the points leaders right now.
Points leaders, Willie Couch and Warren Couch. They were our 2019 points champions for the year. They get an automatic bid into nationals, and nationals is at the Harris Chain in Florida. So we'll be doing some traveling for that.
Somebody wants to join. Tell them how to join, how to get in touch with you or anybody, and how to join. Because this goes over 17 states, and somebody might want to join.
Yeah,
That's the best way.
If you go to the website, it's FOMNTT.com, Fishers of Men National Tournament Trail. You can find that website, and you just scroll down to the division that you're looking for. There's a map, and you go down to Louisiana, and they're just going to give you all the contact information that you need. You can either email, or you can give us a call with the number that's on there. Also, you can find us. We have a Facebook page, Fishers of Men of South Louisiana.
This little breeze just came from heaven.
Yeah, it feels terrific.
Give me that website again.
It's FOMNTT.com.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious, thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Robert Twilley, Director of the Louisiana Sea Grant Program, and we're here at Burns Point, just about ready to launch to go out to Wax Lake Delta, which is one of the only places along the coast that's actually building land. And it's building land because the Atchafalaya River is connected to it. And we're going to go out and see what a delta that's actually healthy and growing looks like. So that's the plan for today.
Andre Rovai, I'm a research associate at LSU. I work with Robert Twilley, Department of Oceanography and Coastal Sciences.
All right, so this is Wax Lake Delta. We just came down Wax Lake Outlet, and the whole idea is that, you know, we're engineering our coast, right? But we're not. It's not just building bridges; it's building wetlands. Yeah. You know, and building wetlands is not building a bridge, but it takes engineering. Right. So you gotta get engineering to think ecological, and that's it. And so Alex is that new breed that's of engineers who actually understand how ecosystems work. And Andre Rovai is a postdoc with me at LSU, Department of Oceanography and Coastal Sciences. He was a student in Brazil and is part of a program here, and his focus is on mangroves. But he's really helping run a project we have funded by NASA. NASA is building new satellites, or they're building new sensors to put on satellites that can actually measure the elevation of water and therefore calculate the discharge of water and sediment. And so they're testing, they do a very extensive testing of those sensors with fixed wing aircraft, right, at 30,000 feet before they put them up on satellites. So this is a test bid by NASA to test those sensors before they put them on satellites. And yeah, and they wanted to do it at a delta. They wanted, this is the best place to test, you know, whether they can measure sediment dispersal, sediment discharge, load, I guess is the term we use, from a river into an area that can, in this case, help build a delta. These are natural levees on the perimeter of the island. This pink, and the interior is what we call an interdistributary bay, and it's just deeper water, basically. And it doesn't fill in with as much sediment as you do on the edge, right? Correct. But this gets filled in with vegetation. And that vegetation starts to fill it in. And that's what this is. If you go up here, there's very little mineral sediment. It's all muck. It's soft muck. That's what's filled in. That's what built the land there. This is the interior lake of one of the islands that forms part of this delta. And this interior lake will gradually fill in with the plants that you see growing in the back. Because the elevation, basically the water is deeper in that interior area of an island, you get different vegetation than what you see here on the edge. Where trees grow, that's the highest elevation of these islands. And you know, this is Salix, is this genus, this willow, and this is almost like a weed that grows all through these islands. But we think actually that the combination of when you get new land like this at this elevation, you should see the seed production of these trees. So if the timing of when the land is built, when the seeds are set by the trees, if we could come out here, I'm going to guess, I would predict, if we come out here a month from now, you'll see little seedlings all over the place. And these trees we think are the anchor.
For generations, anglers from across the globe have put their trust in Abu Garcia, because out here on the water, we know our science is your religion. Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo, featuring up to 24 pounds of max drag, designed for leverage and power, built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia, for life.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Hey, welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Welcome back to Badrons, Boudin Cajun Meat. Here's our tournament report coming up to you this week. There's a lot of tournaments going to be going on. They got the spillway and they're getting hot. They got people fishing Some people are sending them to me, but look, if you don't send it to me, I can't run it. So I'm going to tell you and remind y'all one more time, you send all these reports, give me 3 weeks in advance, Gary at ParadiseLouisiana.com. Remind me every Sunday night and before the event, and I'll give you the much coverage as I can do. The Cookie Jar Tournament, that was Friday night, everyways, and thanks to Storm Randall for them always taking care of me. First place was Roland Malazzo and Trey Reels. They had 11.42. Also Big Bass at 3.96. Second was Kyle Bazron and John Blackburn at 9.72. Lions and Lunkers started their fall tournaments over at the East Pearl River. First was Jimmy Doris and Cage Wagner. They had 10.95, and that was during all the storms and dodging the storms. Second was Morgan Shute at 10.02, and third was Louis Ritchie at 9.29. He also had Big Bass at 4.90. If you want to contact the next tournament, it's September 29th. You want to get in touch with Chad Hartzog if you want to join it. His number is 985-502-3217. And we'll do that. Now, the event on the water coming up right now was Pack and Paddle. The Lafayette Kayak Fishing Club has got there anywhere in Louisiana waters. The weigh-in is going to be at 5 p.m. at Pack and Paddle. $25 entrance fee. And I also remind you, it's the last weekend of the store. Remember what I told you, if you want to advertise your tournament, you want to try to increase your membership, email Gary at ParadiseLouisiana.com. We got a little quick update on dove season coming up. And, let me tell you this, I'm plagiarizing, I'm reading off the paper right now, and this is an Advocate report from Sunday, Joe Macalusa. He's always so good about doing this. Finally, we got a few more fields that the Wildlife and Fisheries had leased, plus they got the Wildlife Management Area. You got 11 of them. I'm going to read them off to you pretty quick in case I stumble and get talked. I want to remind you that all these Wildlife Management Areas are non-toxic shot. They got to be size 6 or smaller. So you're doing 7.5, 8s, or not. If you can find them, it got to be non-toxic. Now that's not private places. You can still use lead shot if you go on somebody or private field or somebody you know. Now, so it's coming up this weekend. They lease fields that you can call the Wildlife and Fisheries or go on their website. They got one in Amite at 126 acres, 161 acres, 126 acres of crabgrass. They got Boyce, 110 acres. They got LeCompte, 220 acres. They got DeRitter, 510 acres. Now, besides those 5s, you got your wildlife management areas. And again, let me tell you this, you can't start hunting these around noon. Now, on private, you can start, and one exception they got, I'm going to come back to that exception, but they got one exception. You can start at 30 minutes before daylight, sunrise. The Sherburne Wildlife Management Area is on this list. They got Pointe-Shane. They got Elbow Slough Wildlife Management Area. They got Richard Yancey Wildlife Management Area. West Bay Wildlife Management Area. Other wildlife management areas hunt include Bayou Pierre Wildlife Management Area. I got to read this now, the light coming to me. Boudica and Bossier Parish, Buff Wildlife Management Area, and Caldwell Parish, Clear Creek Wildlife Management Area in Vernon Parish, Logie Bayou in Bossier Parish, and the U.S. Forest Wildlife and Fisheries Place Ranger District in Vernon Parish. So if you want to make a dove hunt, just go on the website, go back and look and find out the article that Joe Macalusa put in the Advocate Outdoor section Sunday. So if you want to make a hunt, you got a lot of places to do. Hope you get lucky like me and have some private places to go. So that's it. We'll come back with the Berkeley Abu Ghazal Fishing Report shortly.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
My neighbor Tony, he looked at me and said, "Man, you're crazy. You're about to leave out in this weather." And I said, "Sir, I have a tag fish to go catch."
I won this beautiful boat catching a tag redfish in Venice, Louisiana.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
Welcome to Berkeley. I was going to see a fishing report, and fishing reports are outstanding everywhere you go, especially in the Chapel Isle Spillway. So I'm going to get to that in a minute, but I'm going to go and shoreline fishing right now is, I'm going to tell you, it's unbelievable. Grand Isle's still hot, around the rocks. Wherever you go, you catch it right, fishing the beach. I know somebody that even weighed on the island the other day fishing matrix shad and regular soft plastics and fishing dual and catching. They were there 2 days and caught over 100 trout, wading at Grand Isle. So I didn't get any words on the crabs right now, but I'm pretty sure these crabs are going to start running if you want to go catch some crabs. Cocodrie, another good, I'm getting good reports from all over Cocodrie. Fishing the islands, they're catching redfish and speckled trout. So a lot of people looking for speckled trout. Reds are crazy. You know, like we told you all last week, all the guys right now that are fishing out of Island Marina or the Lake Pontchartrain. Pontchartrain is still too much fresh water, ain't getting report. But the trout are moving closer and closer in. Miss Angie and them reporting trout being caught in Lake Bourne and in Lake Catherine. They started catching a few trout, but the flounder, sheephead, and redfish, they're all in there. Let me remind y'all, if you call it Hopedale and those there call those marinas that participate with us, just drop our name and them guys will tell you where to go, when to go, how the weather's gonna be. If you don't know how to go on and check the weather yourself, call them marinas. And you get to be in a good relationship with these marinas, and they will give you all the information you need to make your trip or have a better chance of making a good trip. I was again, my Hopedale, my grandsons and them went to Hopedale. They didn't catch as many, but they were all beautiful trout. They were fishing on the outside, the long rocks. They're fishing out again, fishing plastic, and they had 25 beautiful trout. Listen, let me tell you this. Any other place I can tell you, saltwater offshore, I think a week or two, we got a snapper trip that they made lately, and they went offshore. So I'm gonna hold it when the snapper trip season is over, so you can just look and bring back good memories. All the totals of stuff are coming in, so we'll find out whether we'll extend the snapper trip later in the year or not. Also, they're gonna have a speckled trout study that's coming to Wildlife and Fisheries this coming Thursday, and going to be a report on them, so we'll find out whether they're going to cut our limit on speckled trout or what this report's going to bring. I'm going to go back to freshwater right now. Spillway is where it's at. The Chapel Isle Spillway, I don't care where you're going. I'm getting reports from Grand Lake, Swing Chute. People don't want to know that. They're going, catching that water still moving. Now, they got a slight rise in the river, so a lot of people tell me things going to slow down. But if it's only a slight rise, sometimes the tides are going to affect it. So if you're fishing down around the lake, around Grassy Lake, or you're fishing in Duck Lake, Flat Lake, in those areas, the tide will affect it. You can still catch some fish if it's moving. And you still got to look for that clear water, beautiful mixing water with the oxygen. Cross by. Now, I got some friends that were out in the Ramey area. It's up north. I don't know how much the river end got to them, but they're catching this small crankbaits, shad color, also crawfish color. But the biggest one right now have been small crankbaits and the crawfish color is where they catch most of their fish on these runouts and everything. I'm talking about catching limits and keeping limits. So, like I said, Raymond, I just talked to Mike Martone, him and his brother John, who were fishing in the Raymond area. So I talked to him at church. Catfish. You know where catfish is? When you go off a little pigeon, you go up and catfish right now. They were catching sac-a-lait like crazy in there, in the cross-by area. When that water's coming out and mixing, they're going back in these dead ends, and if these runouts are still working, the only bad reports I'm getting, a lot of people, if you watch these water hyacinths, the water hyacinths are making jam, they're hard to get through, and if you got one stretch, but you don't know where log in it, them old bass fishermen I used to fish with, they get their boat on top. If they see they got about 100 feet or 100 yards, they get up on top and run it. And when they get in clear water, they calm it down and watch for the log. So be safe and watch it. The brim, yeah, my good friend John Bertrand, Brad Price, they're going in the east end of canals at east end of Lake Pelican. And look at it, beautiful trout fishing worms under a cork. Lake Barrett is still hot. Then people catch the speckled trout, they're catching bass. But now that the spillways got hot, the bigger crowds are going in the spillway. So, I think I see if I got any other pictures right now, and I've still got some left from last week, and see if I can find it. And that's it. That's a short, quick fish report. Thank you for watching Paradise, Louisiana. Look for us in the next coming weeks. I'm going to try to get a little bit better, keep them short. Don't forget, send me Gary at ParadiseLouisiana.com. Thank God for Louisiana.
This is your weekly trip to Paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Relief Windows, Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.